What's up, boy?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Huh?
What's happening?
Not much.
Man, we doing these warrior things, man.
Huh?
We doing these warriors things, man.
Yeah, I guess y'all are.
Man. doing these boogie moves.
I hope he does what he does everywhere else. Break up your locker room.
Hey, wait, before we start, let everybody know who you are, where you from, what you do, everything.
My name is Guru 1/4. That's Sneakerbox Podcast. Sneaker retail. Outside of that, been a podcast 3-4 years with C's and Francis and Jumpman and MJ, Sneaker Girl. We travel to SneakerCon's 2 official podcast of SneakerCon as well. We did a collaboration with Sneaker Dash Lab this past April too. That was pretty dope. So
yeah, y'all had some shit. Y'all had some shit in y'all collective.
yeah.
We talked to MJ about it, but how was it for you? Like the whole experience?
It was cool. We thought we were gonna have a little bit more options as far as with the project. We ended up making the most of it, and then maybe a part 2, so you gotta be kind of stay tuned. But I think the reception from it was pretty good. Like I seen somebody on Instagram who used to work at the Villa and DTLR. He ended up buying a pair and he had worn them. So when I see people on Instagram and they're like wearing my shoe, and then like the people who buy my shoe when they wear them to work, and they see other people get their reaction of it, it's pretty dope to kind of see that. So I think that was pretty good. To tell them a story about my city and people to adapt to it. So.
All right, that's what's up, bro. Yeah, congratulations on that. That's big. So,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, we trying to get like y'all.
Huh?
So we trying to get like y'all. Shit.
Man, I trade this sneaker collab for y'all weather.
What's the weather?
I mean, it's all right. It's like 90 degrees, but the year out, that's what I kind of look for is that December. Plus, y'all roads smooth. The roads are terrible, bro.
Nah, yeah.
What up, Steph? On here saying what up, sneaker quotes. Nick Morals.
All right, let's just start it. You big LeBron. What's your thoughts of everything going on right now?
But to be honest with you, that threw me for a loop. I've been beefing with Kobe fans for years and Lakers fans for years. To see him in that purple and gold, I was mad, hurt a little bit at first. I'm like, the Lakers? I thought he would have went to the Sixers, because I've been a tight squad, and then they could make some moves too. That was a deep squad. And I'm thinking, if you go to the Lakers, then Paul George got to come, and then Kawhi got to come after that. When Paul George stayed, I'm looking like, then I'm like, okay. So, but with LeBron, as soon as he come, he ain't gonna come unless you shake the situation up.
Right.
And lo and behold, he did. So it was still like I'm not gonna. I told Lakers fans this, and some people asked me, it's like, I'm gonna buy like the jersey and cops and shoes, but like when Miami and Cleveland, when I had like jackets, and so I'm not doing that with the Lakers because it's still I can't. It's still gonna be eerie looking at purple and gold. But no, I ain't, cause I respect that fan base, cause I wasn't really a Lakers fan, so I'm not gonna front and try to be a Lakers fan. You know what I'm saying? If I buy some Lakers, it has like 23 on it or something like that. I'm not just gonna run around here in front like I'm purple and gold when I wasn't.
Running around with a Will Chamberlain jersey on.
But now,
shit.
So hard LeBron, like LeBron fans, not even Cleveland fans, LeBron fans, they have to be Laker fans now since LeBron is there. Or
I think what it is, we as Bron fans have argued with Kobe fans for so long. You know, Kobe is kind of, if you're a Kobe fan, you kind of naturally been a Laker fan because he's been there for 20-some years. So I think that's what make the crossover kind of odd. Because even some Laker/Kobe fans hit me up. It was like, I can't believe it. I was like, yeah, we got to coexist. We got to watch a game together. People I didn't argue with and slander. You know, I try to avoid the Kobe and Jordan arguments, but I sometimes I can't help it. So it's like, in order to save your favorite athlete, you kind of got to tear down the other one.
exactly.
So you know what I'm saying. So I try to avoid it when I start bringing up that blown 3-1 against Phoenix, and then you got Shaq kicked out. And then the next year after that, you didn't make the playoffs. Shaq was like second in MVP voting. The next year after that, you blew a 3-1 lead. Then asked to be traded, and then the next year, you know what I'm saying? When I bring up those things, that's when they kind of get mad. But that's why I try to stay away from it. Even Jordan fans too. So,
Hey,
but you see what they did at Shoe Palace in LA? They put
no. What they do?
so you know JC Road, he be doing all the drawings like on the side of houses. So the Kobe one over. Damn.
Oh, I think I seen that one. I think that's when Kobe used to do that windmill dunk or whatever, and then they just put the Kobe face over it. The Bron face over it.
Yeah, they put the LeBron face over.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They put on like a paper.
Oh, a paper face.
It was
Okay.
Yeah.
but they definitely put his face over.
Look, they already talking about this man statue already. This man only been. This man only been.
I think as some people don't really realize it until you gonna realize it once Bron joined your team, your city. I think I think I posted on my Instagram. I think Black Enterprise magazine saying that him coming is bringing like $369 million to Los Angeles, which ain't like they don't need it, but that value. And then they said the Cavaliers' value dropped $1 billion, and he was the only person that left.
It's crazy.
So that's why I think people was like, a lot of my people's like, oh well, Bron didn't commit. That's why Dan Gilbert didn't get no help. But people don't know if like Dan Gilbert, who got Quicken Loans and StockX here in Detroit, he always wanted to buy the Pistons. So Bron was looking at it like, nah, bro, you trying to make me commit long term so you can sell the team and get top dollar. So if I commit 3-4 years, you sell the team, and I'm stuck with an owner who don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm looking, why you going on to make $2.1 billion, but if I don't commit or if I dip, you look at sell the team for like 1.1, which is still good because he bought the Cavs for $400 million, so it's still a come up. But that's what they wanted, little issues that he had with that Gilbert.
That's wild. I seen that meme where it had it's like the Ninja Turtles taking the Power Rangers hands, talking about Kobe. Talking about LeBron.
Yeah, and it's like, it was so crazy about it. It's like I seen people who've been dogging Kobe and Laker fans who've been dogging Bron. Even one of my boys in our group chat, he like, yeah, I root for Bron. I'm looking like, bro, you slandered this man for 15 years, and now because he got a Laker jersey, you gonna say, oh, I'm rolling with him.
Everybody doing that now. Everybody, like all these
in Cleveland, they was rooting for us, slandering LeBron. Yep. Now it's a whole nother story.
Yep. Like all the little Laker fans that we had jump ship and back to the Lakers.
Yeah, mostly because once Kobe left, they was just riding the Warriors wave or whoever beat Bron or played Bron in the finals. Yep. And then once soon as Lakers got back relevant, they hot right back on that shit.
Real. I'm riding these niggas to the ball off. I've been at the door, fucking Don Starks at his prime and goddamn Muggsy only dumb shit. I mean, them motherfuckers, we start winning, everybody want to start jumping on the team. It's just like, nah, hey, where you at?
I told you, like, the Warriors, like the Cerebral choking and the Chris Mullin Buzz cutting wearing and the Chris C. Webb and the Hardaway. A lot of people even forget that. I even go back and be a little bit more recent. Like, Yeah, I wasn't there when Baron Davis boomed on was it Andre Karolinko after he put Dirk out and it was like an HC. Like you wasn't around for that. And Steven Jackson and Jason Richardson winning dunk contests and going home and punching his girl. Like you wasn't around for none of you wasn't around for none of that.
Yep.
Even the Monte Ellis and Ronnie Turioff.
Right.
You know.
That's what we're saying out here. Like Monte Ellis died for our sins. Monte Ellis had to get crucified for our sins. Just to get
he kept the ship afloat right until Curry and them got drafted and got their feet wet, and then they did away with it. But I just can't roll with the words how they did Mark Jackson.
Everybody say
I just can't deal with that. Like how you this man
coach. He was there for. He was inspiration. He bought this. He made this what it was, but he was over there.
But man, you gotta understand. Like you say that, but it's like okay, he was there for 3-4 years, right? 3 years, I think, right? So you drafted him, you developed him. So every year they got better. They went from making the playoffs to the second round. I think his last year is when they lost to the Spurs, right? 2014. Yep, when they lost to the Spurs, right? So the one more year they was gonna be in the finals. So how you gonna say? But you know how they do black people. Even like the presidency, you know,
right?
When Obama got in the office, they weren't gonna give us a straight situation. Like, okay, we're gonna put you in right after Bush when we got $1 billion deficit and everything going disarray and Al Qaeda and ISIS on our head, and then because they know with black people we know how to work without nothing. So right when they got that fixed, right? Okay, cool. We can toss this nigga out, put Curry in, let him get all the credit.
I thought what was fucked up about that situation, they should have let him finish out this contract at least. I think he had signed on for 4 years, he had 3. Like, at least, you know what I mean? At least do his whole 4, then make the decision. That's why I didn't like.
Yeah, so that's why I think it was kind of foul. I was like, how they did him and how they played him though was kind of, and then Curry get all the credit. Like you ain't signed nobody, you didn't draft nobody. The only person you signed was KD. And to be honest with you, Draymond Game 7 call from the parking lot, and them flying to the Hamptons got him there. You ain't did not one bit of recruiting.
They could have gave Mark that first ring. We could have.
They should.
It just been settled. Give him that ring.
Just like Dave Cavaliers had to get David Black, like he deserved it.
Yeah, right.
Should have definitely did that, yeah.
Hey, you think LeBron made the right decision?
I think his decision, and it was more so family as much as it was basketball. Like the other ones, his kids, when your kid's 10 years old, 9 years old, you're going to play in South Beach, you're going to come back home and play. But when your son balling in the AAU circuits and like that, and your wife's like, I'm tired of having to put my the baby girl 2-3 coats on. She got to wait until the summertime to ride her bike. I think when those things kind of affect, even me with my son 3, I'll be looking at jobs all the time. Like, okay, I could do that. But it's like, man, then I got maybe get him every other month. Only get him in the summer. So having a kid affects those decisions. So I definitely thought that his family definitely took a huge part in this decision than the previous ones.
I was like, because didn't his son like enrolled in one of them schools out there?
Well, his son don't go to high school until the year after next because he going to the 8th grade this year.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, so but he more likely gonna go to Sierra King. I think that's what not only that's what Scottie Pippen, King, and Martin kids. That's where Puffy's son just graduated from.
Okay, yeah.
Christian Combs, I think he just graduated from there. So that's what all the kids.
If it's
oh, huh?
I said it was for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely family. So it's gonna be. See, I think Jim Jackson made a good point on what was that? Speak for Yourself when he was like, with Brian in the West, the Warriors got to take the regular season a little bit more serious. You can't just coast. You know what I'm saying? We'll rest up. We're gonna kick it in April, maybe after All-Star break, and then we'll be ready for Brian. You got to play him 4 more times, and then seeding matters. That's why I was looking at like, and Houston, y'all got blessed last year because that number 2 seed was a cakewalk because you played first round, you played the Spurs, right? No Kawhi was a 4-1. The next series, you played Pelicans, no boogie, 4-1. And then by the time you got to Houston, you was rested, you know what I'm saying, to go the distance with them. As opposed to Houston, who got the number 1 seed, they had to run through who they played first round. Minnesota, which did not ball. That was underachieved at its finest. And then second round, they played Utah. It should have been OKC.
Right.
Well, OKC didn't show up. You let a rookie will you to beat you. And then when they got to y'all, they were straight. But when Chris Paul blew that hamstring, it was like the best of three after that.
Right, for real. Then we played the Cavs, and it's like
Okay, well, that's why my friends like, you okay? They call me like I'm mad with Rich Paul, bro. Like, where Bron gonna go? Where your man's gonna go? It's like, bro, I ain't talked to this man ever. You know what I'm saying? So, and one thing about it though is like, this is what I think Bron fans be gonna say, or at least mine. Like when Kobe lost in 2008, I didn't harass none of my friends who Kobe fans. I ain't harassed none of them. When I watched the Boston and Lakers in 2009 and 2008. Because Bron wasn't in it, I was like, yeah, I hope Boston beat LA. I just watched it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's so irritating with me when the finals is on, niggas be rooting for the Warriors so they can see Bron lose. That's be my biggest thing. Or Jordan fans be like, I hope he lose so I can have more of a valid argument. But
yeah, I think because I'm a big Jordan fan, and like my thing was once Bron got his first one, I was done. It was like, all right, he did what he was supposed to do. Now just watch doing shit. Because, like, he really can't compare to, like, Jordan, just LeBron. LeBron carved his own lane in the game. Just let him be great, do what he do. And that's it. Really, like, because at the end of the day, it's all perspective. Like, can't nobody tell me Jordan was the greatest motherfucker I've seen. I mean, like LeBron is great. Not great. He's great, but he's not the greatest I've seen. So it's always be Jordan and everything else that fall in between. You know,
but here's with the Jordan conversation. One, I feel like LeBron competition was way harder than Jordan's. And I say that because Jordan was the most athletic dude in the league for like 10 years, right?
Right.
But you got like when Brian came, then you had Brian came, all right, cool. Then you had a 6'8", 6'9" nigga that can get you buckets from the 3-point line to the inside of Carmelo. Then you had D Wade, which was Jordan with more muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like the early Jordan with more muscle. Then after that came a 7-foot nigga who could share a guy and pull up from 33, 34 feet in KD. Then you had a Russell Westbrook who had Jordan body with Tasmanian double speed. And then you had Anthony Davis come along, you know what I'm saying? So that's like KD longer, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, even like when you look at the Dream Team, right? If the Dream Team played the Redeem Team, the 2012 Dream Team, it's like, John Stockton would have to check Westbrook. Clyde Drake, you know what I'm saying? Jordan would have to check Kobe. Pippen would have to check Bron. It's like Kevin Love would have brought Patrick Ewing all the way out to the 3-point line. So it caused a lot of mismatches. James Harden was on that team too. So I just think that his competition was harder, I feel like. And then he had to go against all his losses came to super teams. And niggas get mad like, why he go form a super team? Well, nigga, when you lose to Duncan, Parker, Ginobili when you 22, right? Then, you know what I'm saying? Then you get, right. you struggle against Boston. I think he beat them once, they beat him once, whatever. When you go against KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo, then you squeeze by them, then you had to drop darn near 50 points against Chauncey, Rip, Tayshaun, Sheed, and Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like that took a toll on you. Like
the conference final.
Yeah, so it's like you have to. He at least tried it on his own before he went and got help. You know what I'm saying? He went to the finals. He did it. It's just like also the organization you play for. Because playing with the Lakers and the Boston and Spurs, they know how to go get niggas. Right. Cleveland was just happy they was getting a check off of Bron, the money that he was bringing in. So that's why I think that was a major part of it. But I mean, like I said, Jordan, he commercialized the game, so needs to open the door for the shoe deals and endorsement. He globalized basketball. He took it over. It's like, you know, Magic and Bird were like Big and Pac. And then when they ended, Jay-Z single-handedly carried it after Biggie and Pac. You know what I'm saying? Until the next generation came on. So I kind of think that's how that went. I mean, George.
Yeah, I don't think. You can't. No, for sure. Can't compare eras. It's like Jordan dominated his. Kobe dominated his era.
Run DMC.
Do it. See the outcast.
You can't do it. So what's your prediction for the Lakers next year?
I think they're probably gonna be like a third or fourth seed, and then they're gonna go probably second round, maybe 7-game series toss up. I don't think they might make the Western Conference Finals. I don't think they're gonna win the finals. If they do, that'd be awesome. But I still think you need another couple more pieces, like another superstar, and then a couple more pieces. Plus, 2019 is a lot of free agents, so that's why I think it's gonna happen.
Telling people like right now, like Cavaliers West, right? Damn near on some shit.
Yeah, well, so the Lakers good because they position themselves a little bit long term. Like next summer is gonna be a big summer for y'all. So it's like, are y'all gonna pay Draymond? Is KD tired of taking the 1+1? Because y'all have his bird rights after next year because he can play 3 years, so you can get him a 5-year, $220. Then you got to pay Clay too. So that's what. And I don't think KD should have took a pay cut that first go round. Joe Laker, bro, your the Warriors #1 selling merchandise in the NBA. Curry had a top selling jersey. Y'all about to play in a $2 billion stadium the season after that. Pay the luxury tax. OKC got bounced the first round, and next year they will have the highest NBA salary in the NBA history. And they got bounced the first round. Bron made Darren Gilbert dig in them pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like you done won championships, bro. Pay it.
Yeah.
You pay it. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep running one off? Because as soon as one of them dudes go, you exposed.
For sure.
Now it's back to a leveling playing field. And LA is playing a long game. They banking for one of your dudes to bounce, and you got to.
Word. I think how it is. I think we just so used to losing. We almost went to we almost did how Brooklyn was trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just fucking with all the and balls. It just happened to work out in our favor. Now it's like, all right, how we gonna make these people work for the shit? We'll see.
Yeah, but I think what could have helped do if Curry didn't take that 200, because that's what's gonna make it difficult. Curry taking that 200,
so yeah.
That's what's gonna make it difficult for y'all in another year or two. Because it's like, you got to start paying him $44, $45 million a year. Then KD gonna want his 40, 35, 40. Then what? Draymond gonna want 140, 150. Clay gonna want his. Because what's gonna happen? Yeah, so Clay gonna be like, look, hold on. Nah, bro, you should have took a pay cut. Because when we played the Trailblazers, I got to check Damian Lillard. When we played the Cavs, I had to check Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? When we played Chris Paul, Harden, I had to take niggas that you couldn't guard.
Right, for real. Because remember, Taylor has the best quote of ever when KD came. I'm not sacrificing shit. They said, are you going to sacrifice the KD? I'm not sacrificing shit.
You talking about Draymond?
Huh?
You talking about when Draymond said that?
Nah.
Oh, Clay. When Clay said that.
Oh, that's not sacrificing shit. So it's like listen, I'm like one of the best two-way players in the game. Like, it's like key. So it's like, he don't want that money, and we don't. And I know me as a Warrior fan, I don't want that in LA. Having to see that fucking.
Yeah, because they gonna get him. He gonna get the rock. Brian gonna give him the rock. Rondo give him the rock. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, you got to pay that man, bro. You got Draymond doing all the recruiting.
Right.
So you got to pay him too.
I mean, you gotta
You got to pay him too.
You need a finder's fee.
man, what? Yeah, that nigga some steak. He probably like bacon and some owner.
Yeah, he out there on his Calipari / human resources / general manager.
Right, for real. Tom partying well.
Yep.
Okay, so what do you think about LeBron, his shooting? What do you think? Like, what do you think happened now? As far as the LeBron 16 is probably dropped. So as far as colorways and good, what you gonna do? Play and what?
I think now in LA you're gonna get more limited releases. I think you're gonna expect more Kith collabs because of course there's a Kith out there and him and his writing relationship is pretty tight. So it's gonna be interesting what they're gonna do. What I'm more interested in is when they start retroing colors. I think when they start retroing shoes, what they're gonna do. So I mean, to be honest with you, a white, purple, and gold Zoom generation would be hard.
Yeah, it will be.
You know what I'm saying? So that would be super dope.
Like older LeBron models, but in the like colorway.
I'm here.
Eight would be raw.
I'm here for all purple. Like take that first 8, that black, all purple, with the lining of the 99. You know what I mean? With the white check. Here for that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of dope stuff. I mean, you do a white, purple, and gold 7. You know what I'm saying? That had an Airmax bag in it. I mean, what? The 4s were a little bit too heavy because they use foam posits. The 3s would be dope. Some 2s. So I think, retro-wise, it should be dope. I think what they're doing now, what they should have been doing, is that we're gonna make the 16s dope performance-wise, so players and everybody else, AAU teams, they can get that exposure like that, and then maybe lifestyle-wise to kind of keep up with, the Jordan stuff or that Jordan lane, is start making retro and more of those LeBron shoes. So
yeah, for sure.
And one thing I was pissed, they didn't make them in kid size, man. I was looking forward to getting my son some like in some Zoom Generations or other shoes in the infants and toddler sizes, because that's what they did back in the day. Right. So with all these limited drops, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was kind of weak. They could have dropped something more in toddler sizes. Because now people, even from a retail standpoint, people spend money on their kids' shoes.
Oh, yeah.
People spend money on their kids' shoes. So.
For sure. Yeah, I'm here for them. For these LeBron retros.
Okay, what about Lonzo Ball? Is he a key to the Lakers still or no?
I think his development is. It has to be. One thing playing with Brian, like before, Lakers like, all right, we get you 4 years. By the time your rookie extension kick in, can you at least be good? With Brian, it speeds it up. Yeah, it's like, nah, we ain't about to wait on that, bro. This is how we do it. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna teach you. You know what I'm saying? And we got places to go. Ain't no. Plus,
I'm gonna need you aggressive.
There's no reason why you can't learn, because you got Rondo, which is an out-cold true point guard, and then you got Bron. Right. So it's like you got 2 people you can go to give you game, and then your general manager is one of the top 5 greatest point guards ever. So there's no excuse why you can't play point guard.
That's true, because Rondo for sure gonna get it right, because Rondo is not a real shooter like that anyway. So it's like, hey, look, bro, you still got to be aggressive even though you can't shoot. They gonna leave you open. You know what I'm saying? So,
they forgot about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think, one thing I enjoy about that pickup is like he really get to play with a true point guard, somebody that can get him the ball and somebody that can run the flow with him. You know what I'm saying? Because what's gonna be better for it if Rondo bring up the ball and Bron post up and they double team him, and then like Bron basically kind of run like a low key triangle from out the post on the elbow. Mm-hmm. Now you got to pay attention. You can't sag off.
Right.
So,
like you said, it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting for sure.
It is. It's definitely. It's like when you think about it, it's like, dog. It took LeBron to lead the East for somebody else to make it out the East.
Right. That's true.
And to say like, oh, the East was weak. Well, it's times where LeBron didn't have the best team in the East and still came out.
True.
I.e., last year. I think it was 2 years ago. I think the year before that too. They didn't really have the best squad.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I was just telling my people that in my group text. I was like, bro, everybody talking about, oh man, I ain't about to watch the NBA. It's like, for what? It's about to be hella interesting. The whole season.
The whole season.
Going. Cause ain't.
I don't see why Paul George stayed though. That's the one thing I don't really agree with. Like, why would you stay, bro? After that, you talking about leaving the bad taste in your mouth? Russ took 43 shots.
That party.
This guy game. And you talking about you let Rick Rubio get in your head to the point where you ball hogging?
Right.
I'm like, how do you stay with that?
Russ through that party had Nas headline that motherfucker.
Man, I ain't no party, man. You should have threw the ball to me. Forget throwing the party. You should have threw the ball to me, nigga. What you talking about? Threw me a party.
They got Paul George drunk. They said, bro, I'll give you $154 million. Paul George said, what a contract.
But here's my thing, though. He could have signed like a 3-year deal with a second-year opt-out, because I think in a year or two he'll be a 10-year veteran. And then when you get a 10-year veteran, you get an extra $30-40 million max dollars. Yep. So he could have got even more money.
You could have done something.
Man, don't give me no 3-part ESPN special to stay in OKC, bro.
Right. I didn't watch the
it was good though, but it was like OKC.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
Then you playing with, you got Russell who's ball hogging. Then you got what's the old boy Melo missing wide open shots. I ain't never seen a nigga miss that one wide open shots.
That shit hurts me so much because I'm a Melo fan. Like, the only reason I like Syracuse to this day is because of Melo. And it's like, from where his career was, when him and LeBron was like damn near 1A, 1B, and then for just the decline of this thing, it's like, oh, he's supposed to have one at least.
There you go, and that's so crazy because Bron's career is like when Jay came in, and Jay came in with DMX and Ja Rule and all of them. And it's like, nah, them niggas is nowhere near Jay level, even though when they came in the game, they was just as hot as Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. And it shows the Jay-Z longevity. It's the same thing with LeBron. You looking like, oh, this nigga. Bosh can't play, even though he supposed to, or he trying to come back to the Lakers. Who was there? Melo, how he fell up. But I think that money, New York poisoned him. When they said, be careful what you ask for. Right. And when he forced his way out of Denver into New York, for real, and that Phil Jackson situation, New York messed up his career though.
Because once he went to New York, he fucking Amari Stoudemire career, all the shit like that's like because that New York team before Melo got there was solid. That team that Melo was on in Denver was solid. You feel me?
Yeah, it was. I just think
he had a focused J.R. Smith.
Yeah, J.R. Smith, he was shooting and he can go to the basket.
And he'll go to the basket.
But I think you look at it, his coaching wasn't the best. Like George Karl wasn't the best coach's player. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a locker room full of tatted niggas like Iverson, J.R., King and Martin and Melo, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't always gonna take heed to you, especially when you talking to them crazy. So I think that was one of the reasons he left out too. And then New York, when he got there, where he had Mike Wilson was his best coach. Then after that, went down here with Derek Fisher, and after that with Hornacek. And it wasn't even fair to Hornacek because Phil Jackson hired you and then told you got to run a triangle. So it's just like I didn't run no triangle, nigga. I was from Utah. I came off screens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, like I said, it's gonna be interesting.
So,
yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, we got a list of some sneakers that's been in the news. We're just gonna go through the list, talk sneakers. Anything else you want to add to the NBA talk? Anything else?
I think that's about it, man. I'm still, there's still a lot of some moves to be made, plus trading deadline coming up. So I'm pretty sure we'll touch on some of this stuff later, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's go. Let's start with some sneakers that we got on the list. What you think about the international what is it? International collection.
Yeah, the flight
5s, the 12s, and the 3s.
The ones I like the most out of that is the 12s.
Yeah.
The 12s my favorite, followed by the 5s. The 3s, all right. Huh?
You got a chance to see the 12s in person yet, or no?
No, I haven't seen the 12s in person yet.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out that 12, is that like that PSNY suede
I think so.
on the upper?
I think
No, it's not. It's not as thick. It's just like a normal. It's better than the suede they've been giving you before. It ain't like what's that 12 that had gray upper with the baby blue Jumpman with the white bottom?
Oh,
For that 12s. Them 12. It's way better than them 12s.
Oh, that I know what you.
It's better. It's better than them 12s. Yeah, it's better than them 12s. So I'm looking forward to probably that one the most.
I think
out of the three things.
I think once they dropped them jerseys that went with the shoes.
All them jerseys was what?
You know what I mean? I was like, okay. Then
I heard Nike put on Twitter that they not at the moment gonna be released.
the jerseys?
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, Nike put them because somebody asked and then Nike replied, "These jerseys at the moment are not planning to be released. So stay tuned." So
Was those official jerseys or custom jerseys that somebody just?
no, Jordan brand made those Jordans.
Because he had was like his tours during like the off season and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the jerseys he was wearing Asia and shit like that. So I'm like,
What about the 5s? What do you think about the 5s?
The 5s are cool. They kind of remind me of the Quad 54s a little bit. That leather and how they put that print on that mesh on the mesh part of the side. I think them is all right. I think the 3s they just try to. It's really a 4th of July Jordan nigga shoe, to be honest with you, because as somebody in retail, people really go out hard and shop for fits for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Jordans. So in the hood especially. So I think they scored in there. Because I think 1 year, I think about 3 years ago, they had dropped the white infrared low 6s on the 4th of July, and niggas was pissed. Like literally, they came in there and was like, "This ain't no 4th of July shoe." Like, what was they thinking? It went hard. So
I do remember that. I think what they should do with those 3s, they should have dropped them Koreas. They should have run the Korea statewide or something.
That was like we get statewide.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Korea got the actual Koreas. We got the statewide version of.
I think what they could have did, just to shake the game up a little bit, they could have did a quick straight on some Olympic 6s.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We ain't had them in a minute, you know what I'm saying? So that's a shoe people don't really get tired of, and it's a leather shoe. So they could have did a quick strike on them.
Right. Not just that, might go tomorrow.
They could have did that.
Hey, speaking of 6s, you seen the purple suede 6s that Frank posted today?
Yeah, I seen those. Those is pretty dope.
Yeah,
I like them. They still remind me of the female ones that came out.
Yeah, like
that nobody bought.
That didn't do nothing.
Right.
Yeah, that nobody bought. The sooner mid size. But I think they straight though.
Yeah. I was telling him earlier. I was like, shit. It's gonna be a picture that dropped that with Jordan walking into the game with like a fucking purple suit on or some shit like that.
I feel like when we had a managers meeting for DTLR last year. We had the first day we had to do manager stuff, but the second day we met with different vendors. So we had a meeting with Jordan Brand. They were showing us some of the stuff that's coming out now, of course. We told them like some of the stories y'all be reaching a little bit. I think they need to ease up with the releases. They dropped so many releases. Now they go, oh, Jordan wore this shirt when he went to the basketball game and stuff like that.
Right.
I think they should just ease up with the releases and let the momentum build and let people catch up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But when you got shareholders and all that, it's all about the dollar.
Right. You know it.
It's all about the dollar. And then how they do retail stores is that, okay, they heat hoarders. I want to open up a sneaker shop. Cool. You want Nike at Jordan account? Cool. I give you retros, but you gotta buy $300,000 in team Jordans. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to sell the retros, you're going to sell the team Jordans, and sometimes you got to put them on sale. So sometimes you break evens because you made 100% profit on the retros, but you had to mark down your true flights and all them 30-40%. So you don't kind of break even. But Nike's, people understand, Nike numbers is like a little misleading. Because, yes, they do them numbers, but it's not like from physical sales. It's just like when you got a Jordan account, you got to pay me. So even though you don't sell them shoes, I already made my money because you already paid me for them.
Yeah,
right,
you already paid.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like that you really just pure sales. That's just, from your accounts you sell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, from a retail point of view, because I know you're a retail guy, what do you think about, I had a little thing I was talking about earlier. Okay, Chic, they come out with these bundle packs, but the apparel don't even be Jordan apparel. Like, so they just had the, what ones was those? The blue and white ones. The
Game Royal.
Game Royal, they had the Game Royal Jordan pack, but it came with like some miscellaneous apparel.
I think, to be honest with you, Jordan apparel really did well probably 2010 to 2012, 13, then people started getting mad because when you only got 2 shirts to match the Jordans and everybody buy them, then when you wear your Jordans, you see somebody out with the same outfit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people start buying other brands. Because, okay, if you buy a Jordan shirt, I'm going to buy a Staples shirt, and then you buy a BBC shirt. Yeah, we got on the same shoe, but at least we got on a different shirt. So I think that's why. Plus, when resellers came into play, when everybody and their mom and daddy started reselling, the Jordan clothes really set. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's buying the shoe to flip it. They ain't buying it to really rock. Yeah. So the Jordan Pro started sitting really heavy after that. So it makes sense to do that from their standpoint because nobody was really buying the Jordan apparel. They'll buy other brands to match it.
For sure.
I think Jordan apparel always do good for the OGs, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
OGs is always getting the Jordan apparel.
Yeah, I think what they should do is they should go dig in the crates and drop some of the old apparel like they did when the shoes originally came out. Because part of our visit the Nike campus is we saw this room, can't tell y'all where, but they had like every piece of Jordan clothing that released. So there was a rack, and it said 1985. It was all the Jordan apparel that released in 1985. Then they had a rack that said 1993. It was all Jordan apparel that released in 1993. Like I saw the original one-piece Jordan tracksuit that he wore for like the Royal ones.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually a bread one too.
Oh, okay.
So they got
it
just go up in there because
all
that old shit right now that should do numbers now.
Because I think they tried to do that when like the top threes came out.
Cause remember at Complex Con,
because
start bringing out all the old shit.
Because like Complex Con, they had a few of those, some of those old flight suits and shit like that there. And saying like, you know what I mean, they don't drop some of the shit because we end up getting like Frank Hooker gave us like some of those flight suits and shit, but they really just like did numbers like that everywhere. I don't even think they put them out like that. I don't think I even seen it drop.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, they did.
And I think that's what they probably needed to do, especially like with the apparels, bringing that old, like you said, that old shit back. That old shit would like do numbers. I think they'd do numbers, at least for like the older generation.
You think if they brought out the one-piece Royal bread, you think that'd do numbers right now?
I'm thinking not.
It would. It would. Long as you allocate it right. Like you just do a size run, it would sell. You know what I'm saying? It would sell. Plus now people are more fashion forward. Thinking wise, but they wouldn't take more fashion risks, you know what I'm saying? So I think it would do. But they had a Nike ACG room, and they had some of the out cold Nike ACG clothing. Like, it was like, why don't y'all drop this? You know, all the 90s is back. You got these two-tone Nike ACG windbreakers, the left sleeve pink, the mid part is like beige, the right sleeve is purple with the steel hood. It's like, why y'all not dropping this? You know what I'm saying? But you got to have people that's in tune with the culture and who knows what's there. A lot of people who work there is just like graduated from college, they got a job, and they're not really into sneakers like that. It's just I gotta give me a job, I can pay my student loan back, and they got great benefits.
Right, Nike.
You know what I'm saying?
Way to go, because they out there in Beaverton and all that other shit.
It's a perfect time right now if they wanted to do that.
For real.
Yeah, so they just need people to kind of tap into that because a lot of them don't really care, don't really know. It's like, man, y'all got this, you should drop this, and we go into these different rooms. They're like, oh, word, oh, really? It's like, yeah. And here's one of the things I told them is like, with all this women's, the women's is on their high horse, not high horse, but they're in their power movement, right?
Right.
Why you ain't, and the WNBA does need some help, and then Maya Moore is great, marketable, and, Skylar Diggins or whatever. I don't think she would Nike no more, I don't think. Why don't you drop these Dawn Staleys?
True.
And dudes would have bought them. Why don't you drop the Air Swoops?
Hell yeah.
Air Cheryl Swoops.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
If Brittany Griner got on the Cheryl Swoops in her team colors, or Diana Taurasi got on the Dawn Staleys in her team colors, those would have been cold.
For real. I
Just sitting there, I'm like.
I think I want to say Nike dropping the Cheryl Swoop tools coming soon or something like that. I've seen, but they should have been on it, especially now.
We've been. Like I said, we've been. I was like, but they got rooms of like every shoe ever made, like an archive. So, from what I was told by them, a lot of it is like they may suggest it, and a lot of it from the higher ups be like, no, that ain't it, or we should do this, or we should do that. But it's like, if you stop chasing the dollar, if you always do it for the culture, the money will always come. It will always come. You chasing the trend. That's why That's why it had a Jordan year like what Jordan year was that? Well, it was beyond terrible. 2015, 3P8s, Marvin the Martians, and all that. That year was beyond terrible. It was a terrible. They was reaching with 5 fouls that year.
Right?
Huh?
I said, didn't they do Marvin the Martian twice? They did the suede, then they did the all leather one or some shit like that. Like,
that was like the year when they really started.
That was a Barcelona. It was Marvin the Martian 7s. And then you had the Barcelona Dage, and you had the Barcelona Night 7s.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I think that was the year when they really started pushing so many fucking releases.
Yeah, it was like, what are y'all doing?
That was like, let's see where the people at. Let's push.
After they had laser 4s, laser 1s. When I had Open Air Armor, you really tell from a Jordan had a good year. It's like when we do refreshes at Villa, when the new store opened, they kind of put aside all the Jordans that came out that year. And when I looked at the refresh list, I'm like, oh, this is trash.
Right.
Because when I first came to Villa in 2013, this was our refresh, right? So Villa used to do it. When your store opened, they give you an out-code refresh. But at this time, it was only like 54 villas, right? So when I opened up my store, it was 2013. This is our refresh, and we ain't had like a couple pair.
Right.
Cool Grade 9s, I think we had 30 pair. Kilroy 9s, we had about 40 pair. Thunder 4s, the yellow Thunder 4s, we had about 25 pair. Fire Red 4s, we had about 35 pair. Raptor 7s, we had about 50 pair. We had about 10 pair of the Olympic 6 and 7 pack. We had about 15, 20 pair of pink foams. We had the Mellow 1s, about 25 pair of those. We had Bread 13s, about 35 pair of those. We had Military Blue 4s. We had the Total Foam Posit Max, the Tim Duncans, but we had the blue ones. We had about 25 pair of those. We had some ones. I think maybe the Chicago ones. We were so loaded with heat that we did like $100,000 in 3 days.
Damn.
Out of all those shoes, what shoe?
Yeah, I think I'm missing some, man. Olive 9s. We had Olive 9s. We had Photo Blue 9s.
Oh, shit.
Man, we had so much stuff, bro. It was just.
That has some shit.
Hey, out of all those, what shoe went first?
Oh, we had bread 11s too. I'm sorry, we had bread 11s too. We had about 45, 50 pair of them too. That was on that list too. We had what's the joint called? The Crimson Foam Posits too.
Okay.
And we had Stealth Foam Posits too.
Refresh.
Yes, that was a refresh. Yeah. What went first? I think the Thunder 4s, Bread 11s, and the Crimson Foam Posits went first.
Motherfuckers really like the Thunder Force?
Motherfuckers really like the Crimson Foam.
Oh, in Detroit, they was really on the foam posits, but the last store I worked at in Toledo, every foam posit did numbers. They love foam posits, literally. For their kids, kids' phone sell out, all that.
That's how it is out here. Foam posits
do numbers.
Foams do numbers out here.
Yeah, it's too hot to be wearing foams out there, but to each his own. But nah, I try to stay with the foam posit ones because I ain't like the fact that Penny was, you had to pay him royalties of the foam posit one because of 1 cent logo. And once he made that shoe pop, him and Bibby, you made a foam posit pro, so you can still get that same amount of money and not have to pay him royalties.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to stay away from the foam posit pros because of that reason, that rationale right there.
I feel like
Nike trying to get over on people.
Trying to get over and shit. Yeah.
That's why I try to.
That should be wild.
Okay, what else we got on the list? We got Air Jordan 3 Pure.
Magic Johnson pass. It's like all white shoes nowadays. It's like, I don't know. Like when the Pure Money had like what was that, 2009, 2010 that came out, I think.
Yeah,
I think they came out around there. I had the 11s and the 9s. Like that had like a little short window. You just can't revisit that because people look at it like an Air Force One. Like, why would I spend $200 for an all white shoe when I can just grab a Force or Air Force One?
Like two pair.
Yeah, so I think from that standpoint, and then when it's come out, supposed to drop in August, September?
I want to say it's August when I saw it. I think this was August.
Yeah, that's too late in the summer to drop an all white shoe.
For real,
should have been out.
Yeah,
this weekend.
For sure.
That's something I told them personally too when we were there and they had asked for some of his feedback. I had told them like, could you please stop dropping dark color shoes in the summertime? You know what I'm saying? Drop light colored, pastel colored shoes in the spring, summer, and drop your black and gray shoes in the fall. Niggas not trying to wear no Shadow 10 in June. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? You trying to wear light colors. And plus, people love dressing for the fall. So drop that in the fall where people can dress it up with a black bomber or, like the wax canvas coats and stuff like that. Drop that then. You can. They was like, oh, you have a point. I'm like, this is common sense.
Right. Especially if you're trying to make your money. Why not doing that? You missing out on money doing the opposite way.
They always do that shit though.
Yeah, that should be wild.
Yeah, I told them about that because they be looking at you crazy. Like, you guys didn't have a sell through. It's like we didn't have a sell through because it's an all black shoe coming out, bro. Nobody about to drop that.
Nobody want that right now.
Like I still could go into tomorrow and go look at some Shadow 10s right now.
Yeah. All the dark color, Shadow 10s, well, Shadow 1s are alright, but yeah, I think fall time, all retro ones, if it's going to be a dark color, it should be dropped between August and November. That's your window for that.
Period.
Because comes November, people about to start wearing their wheat and black Timbs and stuff like that. And even for the warm weather states, your nights are colder, so you're going to start dressing a little bit darker at night. So
yeah. Real niggas buy you and wear appropriate. But your average consumer, they won't see that. And a white shoe in the winter is not good.
And I'm tired of seeing niggas wearing 11s and hopping over puddles in December. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, just save your shoe. Right. It would be. I really look forward to buying a Concord in June. That would be so nice. You know what I'm saying? Break it out in 2-3 weeks. You don't even have that option. You got to buy a 220-foot shoe, throw it in a box or drop container, and wait till the weather break to drop it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I always felt. You could have dropped some nice color shoes. And you gave us cool gray lows before you gave us cool gray highs.
Right, man.
They gonna say, they
I
gonna
know it's tripping.
It was tripping.
Hey, Instagram giving us 2 minutes. We're going to end this, and we're going to come back and we're going to go through the rest of this, and we're going to be done.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right.
It's your boy Grincho. Make sure you check out our Instagram page at The Heat Hoarders. We hooked up with Nation of Souls, and we're giving out a free pair of sneakers every month. Look for this flyer for the rules on how to enter and how to win a free pair.
The Heat Hoarders Podcast.
We'll be back Wednesday with a new podcast. We're going to finally get that camera back so we can hit y'all over the head on YouTube and all the shit.
We still dropping shit with Nation of Souls. You
Still
know,
got that giveaway. Shout out to Lamar. Shout out to Nation of Souls. Shout out to our sponsors. We got
you see, it's
City League, Fully Laced,
I mean,
Nation of Souls.
out here still
Hey,
doing it.
anybody else want to be a sponsor? You know, you want any apparel companies or anything? You
Hit
know,
us up, let us know what's happening.
we'll wear your shit.
You know what I mean? He ain't gotta be no bad. We'll talk something nice with you. You know what I mean?
For sure.
For surely.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody's time and everything. One more time, shout out to Guru. Shout out to the Sneakerbox Podcast.
Shout out to the Sneakerbox Podcast. Guru, Caesar, MJ, Sneaker Girl, Jumpman Bostic, White Ranger. Shout out to y'all, man.
MJ, shout out MJ.
You know what I mean? Y'all family for sure. Y'all gotta come back out here. We gotta come out there. The whole shit, man. You know?
I really want to. I don't fuck with SneakerCon, but I really want to just go to a SneakerCon that's out of the state.
I feel that.
Not Vegas, that's too close. Not LA, that's too close. But something just out of just to be.
Like we should went to that Dallas one. I think we should hit up for sure.
Yeah, that was the last one, huh?
Yeah, we should
That's close too, Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's 4 hours. That's a 4-hour flight. Ain't too bad. Oh, Guru back on.
Let's see.
Let's see if we can get him back on. Let's see. Whatever. We back.
I don't know what happened, but they ain't letting us live.
His phone died. Like my shit was fucking up, and his phone died. So we
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we was talking about the what you said. I already forgot.
We was talking about the SneakerCon Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I ain't go to that one. The next one I'm gonna go to is probably Atlanta and Toronto.
Okay.
But I ain't go to that. But I heard Dallas is always dope. I guess it's more so. I guess the people in the sneaker community, like us, and, men they mid-sold, everybody else, is a chance for us to kind of reconnect and link up and stuff like that. So I heard it was good though. I heard it was dope.
Okay. Yeah. Cause like we was talking about we haven't been to any out of state yet. You know what I mean?
I would say the best sneaker cons I've been to. I got to break up in two parts. As far as turnout, New York was number one. Okay. Cleveland was number two.
Word.
And I would have to say the Bay Area was number three.
Okay.
And then Chicago number 4. So those are the ones that had like the best turnout. As far as fun outside. We link up. Party fun times. I didn't go to the last one, Dallas, but I heard everybody had fun at that one. Atlanta, we had a lot of fun. Everybody came over to the crib. Some dude, it was so crazy. All the black people in the house playing spades, eating chicken, all that. Fake education called some of his white friends over. They was cool though. They was smoking outside. One dude smoked for the first time, and I walked outside, and the dude was running up the street, and then Fake Education running behind him, and he would run back the other way. It looked like Friday when Smokey got laced with that angel dust. It looked just no lie. It looked just like that, bro. I was like, I couldn't make this up if I tried.
Yeah, we got
Barry, Barry was fun too for y'all. With y'all,
because
LA was the most adventurous. LA was adventurous.
Those trips out of state, with the crew, that just bring you closer together. That shit is it's just fun. We really haven't ventured out of state with each other to go,
Oh yeah, that's where you get the most. That's where you get the most joke material, like Jumpman when he night off around the S curve, and this nigga Caesar drove for 2X. Like, okay, who got it? So he just drove for 10 minutes, bro. So I think that. And then it's a lot of some of our best conversations be in the whip when we talking about music or we talking about something. Then you definitely gotta travel out of state. And then once you go interact with everybody else and you kind of meet new people and get cool with other people. So I heard everybody's going. Most of it's gonna be a nice turnout for Atlanta. Okay. So y'all can go to Atlanta. That's straight. And plus, Atlanta is a Delta hub, so usually the Southwest and Delta prices to Atlanta are pretty decent.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I ain't never even been to Atlanta. That would be a good.
I've been to Atlanta since I got grown. You feel me? I've been there. And that was fun. So like, oh yeah, as an adult, I know it's popping.
Yeah, and Atlanta's cool. They got they got Walters and they got Pure Money and all them sneaker stores like that. Plus, it's stuff to do. Plus, we always usually get a crib, which is pretty big. We have people over and fun. So, yeah, Atlanta was definitely. Yeah, I got definitely hit Atlanta if I got to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we gotta hit something.
Yeah, definitely. But I encourage y'all to do them crew trips. That's what's.
Yeah, we did Vegas. We did Vegas.
Vegas is so close.
It's close.
Yeah, Vegas is close.
Vegas lit. Vegas be super turned.
Vegas. I definitely gotta hit it.
So next,
Vegas.
So SneakerCon is Atlanta. Are they going?
No, they got the next two are internationals. So it's like Australia and London, and then after that you got early. It's not on the website yet, but I was told said Atlanta is early August, and then early October, and then Toronto is mid October.
Okay.
If you haven't been, Toronto's nice.
Yeah,
Toronto's nice. It's a nice city. It's like Chicago in Canada, but they got some of the most beautiful women. Oh my goodness!
I went to school with two girls from Toronto, and since I seen them, I was like, I have to be in Toronto.
Yeah, me and my friends, we went to Carolina last year, and it was just like, so we're going again this year. So it's definitely alive from the parties to like one club. It was so many people in there that they blocked off the whole street just so the people from the club can let out. And then the cabs were at the end of the block. So it was like so many girls waiting on cabs. So of course, we see that as an opportunity.
Right.
So we just started talking to chicks or whatever like that. But you definitely gotta go. But I would say this though, if you're going to talk to a chick, you and Dre gotta roll together because they be rolling in packs. Okay. So like I learned that from that was my rookie season last year. When I went trying to talk to a girl and she was trying to talk to me and her friend was like, come on, let's go. I was like, oh, because there's 4-5 of them. So I ain't about to watch them get their girl pulled and them niggas trying to talk to them. Right. So, but when me and my boy went up and approached two chicks, it worked. So, plus, we're in Detroit, so we're off the border of Canada. So once you cross into Canada, there's a duty free.
Right.
And the duty free have that was one of our worst mistakes. We thought the duty free was after you talk to customs. It was actually before. Oh. So we ended up, you couldn't, in order to go to duty free, you had to go back up to Detroit and then come back to Canada and then do it. But we went to duty free on our way back home. Man, me and my boy, we got 2 liters of Hennessy for $75.
Wow.
You get 2 liters of Ciroc for like like $90, or you could have got 4 liters of Crown Royal for like $130.
Winning the duty free.
The duty free, yeah. The duty free for on the Canada, Michigan side, yeah. So now we know when we go in August, we stopping at the duty free first, loading up on it, and then we'll be straight. So the chicks come back to the room, you got some drinks to feed them. After they sign their non-disclosure agreements, like they consent forms nowadays, you gotta have your paperwork right. But no, for real. But yeah, that's plus when we go drink during the day, you eat, you go drink, walk around, whatever. As long as you low key with it, they ain't gonna say nothing. And Toronto got an out cold mall. It's out cold, super out cold. It's like they got their version of Times Square, which is dope. And then inside the mall is like 3 stories, and it's super long. Super long, yeah, it's real dope. It's a nice mall. And then they got, of course, the George store on Young Street. They got an Adidas store down there. It's real dope.
We'll have to get out there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get it out there
Get them stamps up.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely gotta go to Toronto. Well worth it.
We want to,
what y'all got going on?
The time and everything.
Is that again?
I said, what y'all got going on in the Bay Area?
Oh man, shit. We got the we was talking about it earlier, the little Nike ID shit going on right now at the Nike Town.
The Maker Studio.
Yeah, the Maker Studio.
Air Force One thing where you can go up there, reserve an hour, you can get to make your own Air Force One. That's the good weather, good weed.
Right.
Yeah, typical.
Usually around this time, 4th of July, it be popping at the lake. You know what I mean? Shout out to Barbecue Betty. She got it back popping out here at the lake.
Okay.
So
that's
what it's been mostly out here. Just like a whole lot of lake shit.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of regular shit.
Yeah, I mean, y'all control, man. Detroit, man, we go to the suburbs to have fun now, man, because the hood, downtown is being gentrified right before our eyes, so.
I mean, they doing
same out
I
here.
guess the Caucasian people tired of driving to Chicago, so they just took over Detroit.
That's
I'm not gonna show how bad it is, bro. So this is what happened real quick, right? So the state supposed to share some of this revenue with the cities that gross the most. So Detroit and then Grand Rapids, like the number 1 and 2 cities, right?
Right.
There's Snyder, the governor, or the same one that let that Flint water situation happen. He withheld $230 million from Detroit, which they went into bankruptcy. Then when they went into bankruptcy, he sent a black dude down there, Kevin Orr, Uncle Tom dude, to man it, which so it won't look like it was completely racist, right?
Right.
and then once the bankruptcy got finalized, all the real estate in Detroit dropped. So that's why all the Caucasian realtors and all that came through and bought everything. So we went to StockX Day. It was almost like it was a Dan Gilbert show and tell. We was talking about StockX stuff probably for 4 hours of the day, and the rest of the day we had to walk to the bank, the Chase building underneath there. He got his own police station. It watches Twitter, social media. He got cameras around every single building he owns, his own police department, and all that, right? And then there's like a kind of like a high-tech trolley. It's called the Q line, right? Because it started at Quicken Loans building, and it goes down. So what happened was he charged the city like $8 million to build the Q line, and the Q line doesn't go up and all the way down up in Woodward, right? That's the main street in Detroit. So Woodward divides the east side from the west side, right? So the Q line goes from the Quicken Loans building, which is the building he owns, and it stops at the furthest property that he owns. So it doesn't really go all the way through Detroit. Oh, my phone died.
We lost. We lost the nigga. We lost the nigga Guru. Hey, we appreciate everybody's time, everybody that's in this thing right now. John, what's up with you? John, you still in this thing? We lost everybody. Still Molly Whopping. Ivan Rojas. But for sure, Guru, appreciate your time, man. We're going to end the fucking IG Live. If you just starting right now, you want to see the beginning of the IG Live, we will definitely record it and put it on YouTube and all the shit. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate all the supporters. Make sure you follow our YouTube page. YouTube podcast will be coming soon. Shout out to Paul Collections. Yeah, we out here late night. Man, shout out to everybody, man. We got some good shit coming on, some more content. We got some giveaways coming on. Make sure you follow us. Nation of Souls, our sponsors. We still giving away a pair of shoes every month. Shout out to Fully Lace. Shout out to the City League. And, man, we still doing it. Shout out to Sneakerbox Podcast. We got MJ on here. We got Guru. We will get African Caesar. We'll get Sneaker Girl. We'll get Jumpman Bossy as soon as possible. Just talk sneakers. It's a good thing when we just kick it and talk sneakers. And hopefully you'll see the Heat Hoarders in another state soon after we get everything together. And it's going to be big. Well, we love you guys. Thank you guys all for your support. We're signing out. This is your boy Grinch. Mal just went to the bathroom. And for sure, love, peace, and soul. You don't know how we do it. Love, peace, and soul. We're talking about SOLE, soul, as sneaker soul. You know what I'm saying? And until next time.